Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week for our key to the week, we have the Temperance card. This is all about manifestation, it's all about alignment, it's all about spiritual alchemy. This week you could be noticing a lot of the results of the changes that you've already made on a personal level, on an emotional level, or certainly on a spiritual level, and you could start to see this week the manifestation or the physical realization of all of the hard work that you've put in. So when we talk about alignment, this is about what you're making space for, right? Energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. When you open your mind or your psyche or your being to something, you allow your energy to align with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And that is one of the secrets of manifestation, right? Is to match your energy vibration to the energy vibration of what it is that you're trying to call in. So when you get the Temperance card, this could be literally that. For some of you, this could be about that spiritual alchemy energy, which is basically saying at the moment you are going through the process of being refined by the universe. How does this spiritual alchemy work? Well, it takes all of the crap, right? Sometimes we have to sift through all of the things that we've been through, all of the responses and the results of what we've been through. All of the energy, you know, and sometimes it's about taking responsibility as well and saying, you know what, I'm having this experience because of the choices that I made or because of the things that I allowed. You know, sometimes it's not about the choice that you make, but it's about the energy that you allowed into your space or into your world. So this week you're paying attention to that and you're seeing the results of it. Now, if I'm honest, I actually feel like this is going to be a very good week for us Aquarians. Don't forget as well, right at the start of this week on the 3rd there, we've got that big Aquarius full moon. We get one full moon a year. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to manifest with it? Remember, the full moon is a time to make wishes, and as Aquarians we get that big wish this month, so you know, pay attention to whatever it is. And then finally, with this card, sometimes it can see you playing piggy in the middle. Sometimes you can be in that situation where you're having to mediate. And my advice to you is just ask yourself if this is what you really want to do. All right. For your actions and options, you have the Hanged Man. So this is a very spiritual week. Why do I say that? Because Temperance is a very spiritual card, and the Hanged Man is a very spiritual card. It looks like a lot of you are doing a lot of spiritual work at the moment. It looks like a lot of you are really paying attention to not only your spiritual energy, but also your spiritual outlook. This is about, you know, really asking yourself, what do I believe? What is my higher power? How do I align with that? Am I aligned to any of this stuff? And if not, that's fine, right? Maybe this week you're starting to ask yourself, okay, if I am a believer that there is something out there, what is the tone, the flavor, the texture to that? How does it actually look and feel to me? When I connect to something that if I say the words, you know, God help me, or, you know, look after me, or protect my family, what am I calling out to? What is it that I really perceive to be out there? I think sometimes when you can define it like that, I mean, you'll never really be able to define it because it's bigger than us. That's the reason I call it the all. When you can define it in some sort of way, that's when you can really start to focus and hone your spiritual practice. For the Hanged Man as well, it's the actions card. What's the action this week? No action. Sometimes to do nothing. Sometimes to sit still and just observe, or to surrender and accept exactly where you are, is the action that you need to take. Sometimes the best way to get what you want is to do nothing, to hold back and let whatever it is that you want to come into your life. And that's the secret of manifestation, right? You move towards your goal, you focus your spiritual and mental and physical and emotional energy on that goal, and then you get out of your own way. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. So it does look like a lot of you this week are having big conversations about your goals, about your future. A lot of you could be very focused on your finances. You could be very focused on where it is that you want to take things, where it is that you want to go. This week as well, it does look like the biggest actions that you can take is to have the right conversations. And, you know, not necessarily with the right people, the right conversations, you know. So this week is a really interesting week because it could see you catching yourself in certain speech patterns. Like, do you get really far with something and then say, oh yeah, but you know, I've done all of this work, it probably won't happen. You know, that's a double bind. That's you going back on all of the hard work and the effort that you've put in. So this week, pay attention to what you're speaking about, pay attention to the conversations that you're having, pay attention to the way that you feel when you have certain conversations with certain people. You know, we've all got that friend that's like, oh, I see you're doing that. Why? Or do you know what I mean? Like, and all the rest of it. It's all about alignment, right? There's no point in having people in your life that don't support you or can't at least get out of your way with their stank dank energy and hold yours back. No point in having people like that around, right? And yeah, I won't say any more because I'll just get on my soapbox. All right, for your money and materials. This week it looks like you're having either some brilliant ideas or brilliant insights this week. I think you could be having some amazing money spinning ideas this week, which is very exciting. Whatever conversations you're having this week, you want to be sure that the people you are having these conversations with actually have your back and support you. And the reason I say that, to get into it a little bit, when you speak something, you collapse the wave. This is one of the reasons my magical mama, as she wrote in her book, when you speak something, you collapse the wave, which is why when you cast spells, you don't talk about them. Because once you set that out in motion through the voice, you collapse the wave and that energy starts to dissipate, which is one of the reasons, you know, like when people say like, oh, I want to do this, you shouldn't necessarily, unless the people around you are there building that energy up for you and truly support you, mention nothing to no one, especially around this idea. And the reason I say this is because it looks like the idea that you're having could be a real money spinner. You go out there and start sharing it with Tom, Dick and Harry, somebody else is going to take it and run with it. My advice to you is move towards this thing that you have, this idea that you want, this thing that you want to create. And once you do that, you know, once it's up and running and it's already got your name on it and your energy and it's already a thing, then you can talk about it. But whatever ideas you're having this week that are money spinning ideas, keep them to yourself, all right? Unless the people that you're talking to really are your people and they have your back, keep it stum. For your physical health looks good this week. It does look like you are very focused this week on really your health, you know, making yourself more healthy, and you could be getting creative about that as well, you know, so maybe not rushing in and be like, yeah, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to, you know, restrict myself to 700 calories. I'm going to run a marathon every day. Do you know what I mean? Like this week, it looks like you're very much about moderation. When it comes to the home and environment, it just looks like you're enjoying your space this week, which is really, really important. All right. And then finally, for your love and relations, you got the Ten of Cups. This is great. For those of you that are married, partnered, in long-term relationships and bonds, this is beautiful because it means that you guys are really getting back to that sort of wonderful, homely, together coupled energy. And it actually looks like you as a couple, or you as part of a couple, you and your partner have some really great news on its way to you. If you're thinking about purchasing a new car, the energy is definitely there for it, which is fantastic. And actually, if you're thinking about purchasing a new car on some sort of finance, the energy is there for it. Just one thing that I will say to you, because Jupiter is still retrograde, if you are going to get something on finance, take it over a longer period of time, because Jupiter, when it's retrograde, if you're borrowing money or taking finance, you have a tendency to say like, oh yeah, that'll be fine, I'll be able to meet those payments, no problem. And the chances are you'll need longer to pay it off. So anticipate that, take it over a longer period of time. For those of you that are single, Oh, honey, you meeting somebody this week. Somebody is coming in for you this week that is absolutely going to knock you between the eyes. Now, here's the thing. Remember, the spotlight is on you this month, on this week. In fact, certainly for the next 2 weeks, because full moon energy tends to last around 2 weeks. So here's the thing, right? It looks like whoever is coming in this week or that you're connecting with, they like you exactly as you are. There's nothing about you that they want or need to change, but they will support and facilitate any of the changes that you do make, which is really nice. I mean, this is a very interesting energy for love, especially for those of you that are single. And I think they could surprise you. It could be that they either have very similar views or beliefs as you. Maybe they are very spiritual, maybe like you. And on the other front of it, because you've got the Page of Wands, this could be somebody that is either very wise for their years or somebody that is younger than you, but you don't notice the age gap. I mean, this would have to be a very special person for me, because I don't date people younger than me. So, just putting it out there. Yeah, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.